Hello. Out of respect for Michael Nitt's passing, the 8 Scott 46 car will be retired from all races going forward. That being said, we hope you enjoyed the race, and may he rest in peace.
Hello everyone, welcome to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series here in Dover, Delaware. For the Dover Motor Speedway, the Monster Mile Auto Trader Echo Park Automotive 400 at Dover Motor Speedway. I'm one of your hosts, America's favorite white boy, Ichiban.
If there's one thing Dover is known for, it is excitement and unpredictability. It's called the Monster Mile, of course, and much like last week in Nashville, we're racing on a concrete surface. But the track is shorter and those turns are much more banked. There's 24 degrees of banking here, and multi-grooves can open up. There's going to be a lot of tight racing, a lot of pack racing. You don't know what's going to happen here.
Well, looking at recent trends, this kind of has been a Toyota racetrack. Seen Denny Hamlin and Mark Truex Jr. win in recent years. But also, don't count out the Hendrick cars, as they can always be up front when you least expect.
And in terms of teams, that is, of course, Joe Gibbs Racing and Hendrick. So the cars to look out today, if you're looking at the stats, going to be guys like Casey Mears, Ty Gibbs, Eric Jones. They're all going to be in contention today.
Well, someone to look out for is Ricky Stenhouse Jr. He's had pretty good runs at Dover recently, but he is very deep in the field, so he's going to have his work cut out for him.
Well, a driver that I want to look at, Scott Speed, he has one career win through all of the top divisions that he's been in, and that was right here in the Truck Series back in 2008. So maybe, it's been a bit of time, but maybe Scott Speed can run it back today.
Scott Speed may have one win, but Johnny Stoddard is currently the winningest driver in this field, with 3 whole Dover wins in a row in 2017, 2018, and 2019 in the Truck Series. Could he do it again? Starting from the back. Unlikely, but could he do it? Maybe. We are now sending it down to the Blue Chew Droner to talk about our starting grid for today. Surprise pole winner Austin Dillon never really won here. Starting next to Elliott Sadler, who I think has won here. And behind that, Trevor Bain in the Cinnamon Toast Crunch RFK Racing Ford. And next to him, Ty Dillon, brother of the pole sitter. Behind them, Eric Almirola and Ty Gibbs. And here are 2 bums, Carson Hosevar and Brian Vickers. Hopefully they don't murder anybody. And most recent Xfinity winner in this field, Eric Jones, behind them. And then AJ Allmendinger, who I don't think has done anything here.
Behind that, we got Marcus Ambrose and Michael McDowell. And next up, it's Casey Atwood telling you that Ram is coming back to NASCAR. Next to last week's winner, Justin Haley. Behind that, it's David Reagan in the Tylenol machine. Next to John Hunter Nemechek in the SpongeBob machine. Then next up, Scott Speed, truck winner here at Dover, next to Sam Hornish Jr. And behind that, it's Daniel Suarez and Regan Smith.
Starting from 21st is the Chip Ganassi 41 of Reed Sorensen. Next to him, our favorite driver in the whole entire series, Matt DiBenedetto. After him, Ryan Preece, and next to him, Danica Patrick. The front row 35, sponsored by Long John Silver's Cole Witt. Next to him, Miz Gang are out in force today in support of their driver. Speaking of fans showing their support, it's Noah Riz Gregson in the Baconator number 42. Alongside him, the Kiwi, Shane Van Gisbergen. Rounding out the top 30, it's Travis Quapple in the BK Racing 73, and alongside him, Todd Gilliland.
Ricky Stenhouse Jr. in the number 17, sporting the palm olive colors today for Roush Fenway Keselowski Racing. And next to him, and starting next to him, at number 44, Brian Scott. And behind them, America's favorite white boy, Harrison Burton, with David Stremme next to him. And behind them in the number 4 Scott Wimmer, and starting next to him, Josh Balicki. Greg Alding in the number 83 for BK Racing, and next to him, Corey LaJoy in the number 51 Rick Ware Racing Ford. The 00 of Landon Castle starting next to the number 62 Beer Oil Racing Machine of Brennan Gaughan.
And behind that, it's 3-ton truck winner Johnny Sauter next to BJ McLeod and rounding off the grid, Garrett Smithley. Now, let's send it over to the command. And here to give the command to start engines at Dover, it's the one, the only, Miles the Monster.
Drivers, start your engines.
Alright, so fantastic command as always from the Boner Cup Series people. How are we feeling here?
I feel pretty good, to be honest. You know, there's an ever-present face at the front. We've got Elliott Sadler starting in second. So, championship leader, he's done really well. Going to see what he can do at the start here.
Yep, coming up to the FedEx restart zone. They're running one lap in Solace as a tribute. And we're green. Alright, and Austin Dillon will lead lap 1.
3 wide behind them.
Yeah, that's points leader Elliott Sadler and Trevor Bain.
Hocevar and Jones on the bottom. Ty Dillon just behind them. Hocevar is going to move
caution.
up somewhat.
Caution.
Oh, it's full width.
Landon Castle
What
too.
happened there?
A lot of damage on the side of Witt.
Corey LaJoy too. Scott Wimmer.
Oh yeah, Wimmer's got a
Lots
big
of guys in
dash.
the back got caught up in it.
Now let's take a look at a replay.
Here's a replay of that incident. Cole Witt is going to just get onto the apron in the middle of the turns, which is going to cause him to keep bouncing back up and forth. And on the exit at 2, he finally loses it into Scott Wimmer, which causes that massive chain reaction that took out maybe a few cars.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he blew a tire or something and was trying to get out of the way, but didn't succeed.
Not sure. It looked weird, though.
Yeah.
We're here on the blaster on board the BJ McLeod, and you can see there Scott Wimmer bouncing on it, bouncing on the apron. He's going to move up right about now. And there you go, 3 wide. BJ makes it through safe. We're going to take a look back, and yeah. Bit of chaos just to start off this race.
Don't be conventional.
Kevin Harvick?
Be exceptional. Upgrade to Mobil 1 synthetic motor oil. It helps your engine last over 250,000 miles.
Wow. What's he doing?
Raving.
He's exceptional.
So is Mobil 1. Yes.
Is this good?
I do not know.
Get 250,000 miles of protection. Upgrade to Mobil 1.
Alright, welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series. Pretty quick caution here, but we'll be going green shortly.
And something to mention as we're coming through turn 4, Justin Haley did not take the flag for this race. You'll see him, well, next week at this point, but we're coming to the restart zone now.
Yep, FedEx restart zone, we're green. It's a slightly better launch from the outside lane.
Game as the race start. Almirola is there, but Austin Dillon, middle of the corner exit, he's going to go up.
Here comes
and
Carson
get clear of
Hocevar.
Almirola.
Nearly sends it, but
He's going to
better
stack
of
up
it.
the inside line.
Okay, here's Ty Dillon as well, next to Eric Almirola.
Ty Dillon, bit of an unimpressive season so far. Would certainly put himself in a much better place if he can even so much as stay where he is.
Yeah, I think Dover is one of his better tracks, so hopefully see something out of that 13. We're shuffling out back here. Elliott Sadler has dropped a ton of spots.
Dropping
Yeah,
like a rock.
It's that kind of constant debate. I think I've said most weeks he's in the playoffs, he's leading the championship. He can afford to take 1 or 2 races easily and just make it to the flag. So always hard to tell. Sadler is one to just never stop fighting. So we're gonna have to see how this race pans out for him.
As they're getting stacked up in the back. A couple elbows coming out.
Yeah, doing some bump and runs at Dover. Here the SpongeBob machine.
I think they're about to be
John
3
Hunter.
wide in the back.
Maybe somewhat. The cars involved in the accident, Landon Castle. Actually running pretty solidly.
A few quite big cars behind him.
Yeah, David Schremme.
David
really far
Remy,
back.
you saw Shane Van Gisbergen, the Daytona winner. He's a couple of cars ahead.
Up front.
But speaking of ahead,
yeah, these two have just pulled away from everyone.
Looks like there's no competition for them right now.
yeah, nearest competition is Vickers there.
Yeah, Ty Dolan
Looking
and
at
David Regan as well.
Talk about
just
Vickers,
under
he's made his way up.
Yeah, started in, I think, 6th. So 3 spots gained.
Somewhere.
David Reagan also gained a ton of spots. I don't even think he was in the top 10.
I do not believe
David
so either.
Reagan, 15th place he started, so
Here's
a lot
Sam
of early
Hornish
movement
Jr.
through the
as
field.
well. He's really close to the owner's points cut line where you could start missing races. So you definitely do need a solid run here.
As
Under
behind them,
pressure.
Elliott Sadler continues to drop like a rock.
Yeah, I think he's dropping outside of the top 10 now.
Currently fighting to be in it.
Yeah, there's that 77.
Alongside the 54, who also dropped back quite a lot. He was up near the front just a little bit ago.
Ty Gibbs is just kept to the bumper of Elliott Sadler. Just kind of thinking, we are now 3 wide. I thought they were going to do that with Gibbs. But here we go. Nemechek, Allmendinger, Stenhouse. Sort of back out of it. Stenhouse gets the advantage, but Allmendinger coming through the turns. Nearly keeping up. Actually touches the wall
Nearly
there.
4 wide, but think better of it.
Contact behind them. I
Yeah,
believe
Benedetto
that's...
had to back out.
Here's
Lost spots.
Trevor Bain and Michael McDowell. And we are definitely stacking up here.
Yeah, it's a lot racier as you come through
Very close to the wall for John
the
Sauter.
mid-pack. Got behind him. There's a lot more cars sticking to the bottom, but the top lane in places has certainly been working out.
Yeah, top lane is usable, but it does seem like the bottom is still the preferred line. This guy's very slow back there. Austin Dillon still kind of having fun, chilling, driving the car.
The
Eric
important
Almirola
thing
seems
is,
to close up and then never seems to be able to get it done.
that's what I was going to say. Almirola keeping to the back of Austin Dillon, not giving him the chance to just kind of cruise about. Almirola, he's been good this season, but never there at the end of the race. This could be a good chance for him, but how many weeks have we said that?
Yeah, best finish of 2nd on the season, I'm pretty sure, which came at Sonoma. But even so, they're still very far away from the rest of this top 10.
Yeah, Brian Vickers
whole
is
top
also
10.
gaining. He's broken under the 2nd gap. between him and the leader, so action coming up in a couple of laps.
Yeah, I feel like Brian Vickers has been kind of quiet this season, but he's still up there in the points. I think he's either 4th or 5th.
And that's the big thing about this sort of start to the season. Average finish will really help you out, but oh, caution's out. Yellow flag waves.
Oh,
Big crash. That's
Big wreck.
McDowell.
Oh!
Brian, that's
Multiple
Todd Gilliland
cars
even.
around.
Full wit again.
what's happened back here?
Gilliland
Just
off his wheels for a
licky.
moment in the air.
Yeah, they have taken the caution already.
All right, we're going to take a look at a replay of what happened to Todd Gilliland there that caused that massive wreck. It looks like, he gets into Trevor Bain. He's going to smash the inside wall and just come straight back up.
Yes, that's
Michael
Todd
McDowell,
Gillen,
sorry.
Danica Patrick, Michael McDowell. There's Cole Witt. There's the rest of the
Ooh,
field.
and he's going to get nailed. Literally sends him into the air.
Brendan gone
Did
upside
Licky
down.
roll over there?
Almost
Yeah,
did.
one of the yellow cars flipped over. We'll need a second angle.
And we're going to get another angle here from the wall of turn 3, as you can see. Ooh, massive hit. Both sides just bouncing off of each other constantly. It's
No
gonna
one's
be
on the
Cole
brakes.
Witt,
Brendan gone. He goes upside down. He's way
And-
too fast to do that.
well as Scott Speed on his side for just a moment. It looked like maybe somebody else off their wheels
And
too.
he's still driving it.
Somehow still able to drive. Gonna get him to the pit lane. I don't think he's gonna be able to continue the race after that kind of damage though. Tough
Yeah.
break for Brendan Gaughan.
And we're inside the cockpit of Garrett Smithley. You can see the smoke coming up. And real quickly, traffic jam. Boom. There is Scott Speed. Straight to the front of the car. Got a pretty good view of the bottom of it. And amazing. Keeps going. A lot of miracles happening in this field. And everyone's still on all wheels. Welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series from Dover. We've just had a pretty big accident and we've skipped the pit stops thanks to Blue Chew. But still in the lead, Austin Dillon, and still behind him, Eric Almirola, coming out of turn 4 now towards the FedEx restart zone. Anything can happen.
And behind that, still familiar faces. There's Brian Vickers and Ty Dillon. We are
Green flag is
underway.
out. And
Yeah.
once again, top lane gets a good launch, but based on what we've seen, Dillon is going to be fighting back. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, nothing for Austin Dillon.
Austin Dillon and Eric Almirola, still the dominant forces in this field. The only person who's been able to come even close is Scott Speed. Not Scott Speed.
Take a look.
Brian Vickers.
Yeah, and he
Take a
is
look who's
still
back
here.
up here. Elliott Sadler, he's back. He's taking Sam Hornish Jr. with him.
Ooh, almost into each other as Eric Jones in the back gets squirrely for just a moment.
Well, car's very loose here at this concrete surface.
We're going to go three wide
back
down.
here.
That's Ambrose, Jones, Allmendinger, Sorensen behind. Maybe 4 wide? No, Ambrose too far away now.
I think they thought better of it. Look at this gaggle back here. It's BJ McLeod and Casey Atwood.
Almost
Yeah,
gets into the
McLeod.
wall.
He's been moving up. You saw he had a front row seat to that first caution. He's kept it safe right now. He's going to get passed by Harrison Burton. They
Maybe
touch
not
a
too
little bit.
safe.
Elbows coming out.
And he slots to that top line behind Atwood and in front of Regan Smith.
Yeah, they just get
As
very loose
the-
out of turn 4 specifically, it seems.
Yeah, car's very unsettled.
Probably
There's Benedetto coming out of pit road.
Trevor Bain as well, I
And
think?
Trevor Bain.
Not sure what for. Ooh, he's gonna
Gonna make
slide
it
up. That's
3
gonna cause
wide.
Everyone else to
Yeah,
have
see
to
some
check
slight
up.
damage
So
in the
high.
back, but no caution or anything.
Still green here, wide open racing.
Let's take a look back to the front. And we have a no leader.
Yeah, Austin Dillon, he's actually lost 2 spots there. Almirola still in second. Problems for Dillon. But good gains for Brian Vickers.
Yeah, and I think
Just
that's also
a few laps
good
to go.
for the point standings. Brian Vickers, he's kinda up there, but not really the closest competitor to Elliott Sadler. I think that would be David Reagan?
Yeah, Reagan's had a very good few races.
Yeah, it's like slightly far back in the top 10. Also next to Daniel Suarez, who's third in points.
Yeah, a lot of names that are, as these weeks go on, that you don't tend to see winning races, but consistency is what gets you into the postseason.
Yeah, I think
Ryan
we had
Brees,
what?
who started out at the top 10, currently in the top 5.
Yeah, he's pretty good at the short tracks. I think everyone knows at this point.
Yeah, Priest 23rd and that number 47. He's made a lot of good moves this race. We've seen him here and there. He's going to try and catch Sam Hornish Jr.
A very good run for Hayek.
Also needs to defend against, you've got Ty Dillon, Elliott Sadler, and Daniel Suarez. We've just been talking about them.
On the line, and is riding around.
Yeah, only driver in that pack that I suppose you'd want to see making moves is Ty Dillon. And speaking of making moves, Almirola getting closer and closer. Just under 2/10 was the gap last time round. Going to be checking the ticker to see if he's any closer. It certainly looks like it to me.
Yeah,
But
they call
it's
him,
all dependent on...
They call him the Cuban Missile, and I don't think he would be afraid to use the bumpers here.
That's definitely worth considering. We've seen it in the past with him.
But I also saw that a lot at Nashville.
Yeah, a lot of drivers that just thrive off of being on short tracks. We saw it at Colorado, although that is a much shorter track than here at Dover. Still, the same sort of principles exist, and that's why you're seeing Ryan Preece also doing a good job. He's in 5th, comfortably, and still gaining on Hornish.
Yeah, Hornish was
As Suarez to
not
the bottom.
really that good at
Dillon.
Colorado, but there's another caution out.
You are
is.
right. A lot of cars looking okay.
Carson Hocevar, I think.
Yeah, it looks
Could be
like Carson
Hocevar.
Hocevar involved, currently in pit lane.
Well,
Possible reason?
Gregson as well. He was
I
a
think-
while off the pack.
I think Brian Vickers led us back to the caution. Well, take a look at what caused the caution, and kind of just aspired disaster class as Carson Hocevar blows up.
Gets it safely to the apron, but he's, as you're going to see here, he stops on the backstretch. You have to throw a caution there, because that's now not a safe track to drive on.
As throw back to another commercial.
Nobody knows what kind of tests a NASCAR driver has to go through.
How's the suit fit?
Perfect.
Carson.
How's it feel?
Perfect.
How's it feel?
Perfect. Every single thing has to be fine-tuned and feel right.
How's it feel?
Perfect. And I mean everything.
How's it feel?
Perfect.
Welcome back to the NR2003 Boner Cup Series, brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We are coming back to the restart as they double file up after commercial break. That short caution was caused by a car blowing up, as you saw in Carson Hocevar, one of 2 Spire cars that have blown up already. As we approach
And now,
the FedEx restart zone.
a new driver up front, Sam Hornish. He is on the outside. Can he break the chain of what sort of happens here and actually get past Vickers? Green flag goes. We're back
I
racing.
think he does. What
It's
a
big launch.
restart.
He's going to move down.
Already clear. We skipped the pit stop as we always do, but someone that lost a ton of spots is Austin Dillon.
Way in the back after that pit cycle.
I'm not sure what happened, but brought a new faces to the top 5.
Yeah.
Even some old
And,
faces as well. See Daniel Suarez nearly making his way up to the top 5. The Elliott
There's Ryan
Sadler
Priest.
here.
We were talking about him before the caution. I think he's in a good spot to win this race. I wasn't feeling that way before we took the green flag here, but he's moved up a ton.
Yeah, they definitely don't count out that Hayek 47.
Behind him, we've got Sorensen, Suarez, Jones, Sadler. This is the four-way battle here. David Reagan not far behind.
Yeah, David Reagan last car in
see
the
they all
top
get
10. But he's under pressure from Ty Gibbs.
Gibbs maybe
Reagan.
slowly making his way back up. 3 wide on the exit of turn 2.
Yeah, he's
Down
gone
the
under
back straightaway.
Jones. He's going to get a big-time dive here. David Reagan, 2 for 1. Does it stick?
Oh, they're
It
both
Not
looks
yet.
like
Oh.
it. He's not quite clear.
Not quite. Reagan
Sadler
settles back.
falling through.
Here's Adrian Allmendinger. Here's Reed Dean Smith.
3 wide. He's got Stenhouse and Atwood.
Look who's
By
making their
Dylan
way
getting
up here.
involved too.
Corey LaJoy, after involved in the accident.
Yeah, LaJoy had some damage. Great to see him still going, although he is fighting off Harrison Burton right now.
That battle for 17th?
But I saw a little bit of smoke. I'm not sure if there was some contact up ahead, but we're still going. We're still green. We've
Oh.
got Sadler, Gibbs, and Jones close together.
Sutter touches
Real
the
close
wall
quarters
back there,
racing
but
And
He's
that's
alright.
3 wide again. Not for long, though. Atwood was on top. And
There's
we're
Austin
back to
Dillon.
3 wide now.
Nolan, whatever happened to him on that pit stop, he's making his way back up again.
Yeah, Childress Pit Crews. Unfortunately for Dylan, not known as the greatest pit crew in the sport, but the important thing is that he's making up those positions.
And here's 2 Gibbs cars.
Interesting to see what they're going to do on track. We've seen a bit of fighting. Jones will dive down to the bottom. I was thinking maybe they wouldn't do that and just try and work up to the cars ahead, but no. Eric Jones, pedal to the floor. He's going to try and win this race for himself, although he's not quite left Ty Gibbs.
Yeah, he's not gonna be far away to be safe here. Like
You
it's-
can
I
see
Gibbs
the
quite
gap.
literally on his bumper.
yeah, almost pushing him through every corner. Bump drafting at Dover.
Everybody's
David
stacking up
Reagan.
behind him.
They can move on Ryan Priest.
Yep, does he get it done though?
Gonna keep fighting. Daniel Suarez got ahead
By
of both. of them.
side. He will clear.
It looks like he's
Up here, I think Aragon will have passed Brian Vickers.
Yeah, Hornish
He
staying
did.
out in the lead. Almirola back to second, sort of where he's been all day.
Yeah, you'd think for a Penske car, Sam Hornish Jr. would be up front more often than he is. But it's been kind of
Well,
quiet,
for
you could
this
say.
for this race specifically, I mean, when you think of teams that are good at Dover, you don't really think about Team Penske. I honestly could not name any races they've won at this track. It's been a good few years, but they're trying to bring themselves back here, and what a way to do it! If Hornish can do it today.
Yeah, Penske is normally known for short tracks and mostly the flat ones, so they should be pretty good next week at New Hampshire. See what Sam Hornish Jr. can do there.
Yeah, I've pulled up the record here. The last win for Penske at Dover, 2012, with Brad Keselowski. So it's been a fair while.
Yeah, and who was Brad's teammate in 2012?
That would be Sam Hornish Jr. for this race.
Yeah, maybe get us some tips. I know they're no longer teammates. Haven't been for quite a few years.
Long enough.
Brad Keselowski not racing in this series, but of course he has his own cars running out on track. And you can just about see, well, David Reagan, he's up front. I was going to say about Stenhouse, but certainly the most impressive car of Keselowski's fleet with Roush Fenway, David Reagan up there, battling for a win.
Yeah, only one that has won this season, but Trevor Bayne hasn't been lack of trying for that team. I feel like they've been unlucky more times than not. Someone else having a decent run. Corey LaJoie, we talked about him earlier. Doing pretty good for Rick Ware Racing.
He has just lost a bit of time on the exit of that corner. We know Austin Dillon is quite fast. He's right behind Reed Sorensen. Two Chevys going to work against the Ford. Sorensen will be the first to dive down. Dillon thinking about taking it 3 wide, but he stays behind.
The outside getting a decent run, I think.
Yeah, they've not
enough.
really had it this whole race. Dillon gets slowed up, and it actually puts John Hunter, Nemechek.
They're all mixing it up.
Yeah, big racing down here.
Yeah, I think David Shirley will be happy seeing SpongeBob on the back of that car. Or maybe he will. Maybe he enjoys it.
I think he'd like SpongeBob. I think he's.
I like SpongeBob.
Well, he's
most
not
people-
staying behind anymore.
Gonna make the move up the inside. Can he make it work? Looks like cars have been able to fight back on the outside, especially in turn 1, it seems like. Since they all seem to get a little squirrely on the exit of 2, but it's not going to work for him. He's going to go back behind him.
There always tends to be a better line that develops at these tracks where you can use more than one line, and it's definitely been the bottom. We might get an example here with Ty Dillon on Eric Jones. Certainly Regan Smith, he's made up some ground.
Reese has been slowly falling back further and further.
Yeah, I think that's just the equipment, though. Hayek obviously does not have as much funding as some of these other teams. Like a Germain or an Evernham or a Joe Gibbs Racing.
Yeah, Priest as well, out of that line that we were just talking about. Just about has the room to dive down on Ricky Stenhouse. That's a big move by the 47. And it might give an opportunity to... Whoa!
Ooh,
Going
Ty
down.
Dillon blocking hard.
Oh, that's
Eric
what
Not
he
sure
wanted
if that
to
was
do.
a block or just... Might have been
Yeah.
touching of the bumpers there.
They're fine.
Not clear yet. They're going to battle 2 wide through the corner. Ty Dillon going to be able to fight back a little bit. Looks like it. He's clear.
Oh, some
Oh,
contact.
into his quarter panel.
They
That's gonna
both
shove
move
both
up
of
the
them
track. Ricky Stenhouse is coming hard. Can he get to them though? Not going to take it 3 wide. Will go to the bottom.
Right on his
himself
bumper, though.
behind Eric Jones.
so close.
See here, AJ Allmendinger as
Oh.
well.
Sorensen in the wall.
Sorensen, hard impact.
Too hard into one, into four.
Ty Dillon maybe getting pushed up the track a little bit. He's gonna start to drop back a little bit. Went very high through 1 and 2.
And
He went
look who's
very nearly
back.
pretty wide there. Ty Dillon, he's got his brother not right behind. Austin Dillon needs to get past Ryan Preece first.
Yeah, but he's still hard charging as he was before. He
Again,
gets
you
about
see
3 wide, but he does not.
cars. I think it's just the cars being so unsettled. Off the corner exit, we're starting to see it more. Maybe these tires are more worn. Not really had a chance to see it because of all the cautions that have been happening. So tire wear, fuel wear, of course, you know, the cars get lighter. All of these variables that over time will make the cars more difficult to drive.
Ooh, AJ Allmendinger almost looking to go 3 wide for a moment on the Dillon brothers, but he's going to be right on Austin Dillon's back bumper going into turn 1.
Preece makes the dive down to defend the inside line. Ty Dillon, all the way up.
Yeah, look at the 2 Ganassi cars side by side as well.
Yeah, Stremi sort of, I was going to say left out to dry, but actually he's kept his gap on Reed Sorensen. I think that's...
He gapped him, in fact.
Yeah, first time in a while that outside lane has worked out.
Yeah, maybe these
Maybe it's because
tires being worn
Sorensen's
now.
damaged.
Maybe. But it's still sort of up the pace.
Yeah, no big changes for the lead. You can see the ticker at the top left of your screen. Still Hornish leading, but so much action going on around this mid-pack.
Yeah, it's pretty hard to look away from it. You hear Harrison burn.
On the bottom of Atwood, Travis Quapple behind him. Not seen a lot of Quapple both today and this season as a whole, but this is a good run for him as we stand.
Yeah, despite that, he is decently high up in the point standings. I think he's around the 20th range.
Yeah, not bad at all for BK Racing. You talk about underfunded teams. They are one that comes to mind as we're going 3 wide right up ahead, it looked like, with Nemechek, Sorensen, and Preece. Preece gets the worst of it. Nemechek gets the best.
It's going to put that SpongeBob machine closer to the top 10.
Yeah, great move there by the 36 for Front Row Motorsports. There's Marcus Ambrose coming as well.
A very good run once again from Marcus Ambrose.
Ooh,
Yeah,
up at the
his
front,
teammate.
Eric Almirola within a tenth of the leader of Sam Hornish Jr. Possible battle going on currently.
Yeah, I mean, we're going up the field. There's battles, but here we
He's
go.
over here.
He's right there on his back bumper. Will he make the move? He's going to make the move on the inside in turn 1.
I was going to say
like
not given the chance, but he
he's
was, and
gonna-
he's taken...
Yeah, I don't know if that
Clear.
was the bumper or not, but Eric Amola to the
It didn't
lead.
Yeah.
even look like it.
It looked like Hornish was trying to move down, trying to block, but just didn't get it. Same thing might happen here. Vickers went nearly into the quarter panel, and there's nothing Sam Hornish can do. In the middle of the track, just does not have the speed. Well, he might have the speed on exit there. But certainly through the corners, that car is floundering.
Sam Hornish not going to get a run on the outside.
Eric Almirola having resumed leading the race, one of the strongest cars we've seen in the field so far, slowly gaining time on the cars behind him as they battle. Now up to almost a second.
It's a battle for I guess championship contenders?
They would be.
Yeah, second and third in points.
You're going to be able to see SVG back there in just a moment as they go through turn 2, looking like a modified out here.
Getting
Wonder what's going on
pushed
with
by
that.
Ty Gibbs. Oh, wet as well.
Yeah, a lot of cars involved in accidents that have kept going.
SVG was
SVG.
involved in that big accident that caused multiple cars to go up and over.
Yeah, good job by that Trackhouse crew to keep it moving. As you can see now on the ticker, cars starting to go a lap down.
Yeah, but,
So if we get another caution...
Ooh!
Oh!
SVG, it looked like he tried to pit. Miscommunication between him and Cole Witt. That's gonna... Ooh.
Yeah, I was gonna
Not good for
say,
Witt.
despite being a lap down, Colwitt did not actually look terribly slow. But he's definitely
He's
gonna lose
been
some time now.
forced into being terribly slow there. That was no good.
Yeah, now it's gonna be under pressure from Marcus Ambrose. I think there's some more pitters. Yep, there's the rest of them.
Green flag
Brian
pit stops.
Vickers, Sam Hornish Jr.
All the leaders.
Almirola, the leader there as well.
I think I might settle Marcus Ambrose into the lead temporarily. See if anyone else stayed out. Austin Dillon, Ricky Stenhouse Jr., David Reagan, and
Tag
Daniel
it.
Suarez. Austin Dillon leads another lap.
We're going to see as the leaderboard changes. Yet it is Austin Dillon moving back to the lead. He
Almost
dropped down. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Behind that, Todd Gilliland also staying out. He was also involved in an accident.
That was a massive wreck, and the fact that his car looks so good after all of that, shocking as he comes into his pit stop.
Pretty good tape job, I guess. It's Travis Quackle.
I don't think they would have had the time to bring out the backup car, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. More cars back on track. Eric Almirola should be the leader after this cycle's out.
SVG still on the track after that hit miscommunication and his car being horrendously damaged.
Yeah,
Doesn't even
not
look
gonna
like
be
a part of the same series anymore.
not gonna be happy as Cole Witt. Here's Brian Vickers, still trying to mount a charge. I think Almirola is going to be the leader pretty easily.
It's a big day for Almirola, especially in those famous STP colors, petty blue and red. There's not a better looking race car you could win in.
A lot of heritage, a lot of history in that car, especially the number 43. Nearly
Richard
200
Petty.
wins alone in that number from one driver, Richard Petty.
And interestingly enough, 7 of those came from Richard Petty at Dover.
Yeah. Eric Almirola will be trying to continue that legacy.
Been a big mission statement of Legacy Motor Club, the team.
Yeah, but Brian Vickers also trying to make his own statement. Seems to be closing each lap, so I don't think this is quite over yet.
Yeah, Brian Vickers, not so much understated. I mean, he's been up here, but I think it's just not the first driver that comes to mind when you think of someone that is in with a shot at winning at Dover. Although, looking at it, he's right there. Almirola will block the inside. He's going to move back up somewhat. Coming out of turn 4, this might give an opportunity for Vickers because he is...
He's here.
Yep, I was going to say he's right alongside And now
he's
he's
clear.
passed, and worst of all, Cole Witt there and Scott Wimmer lapped cars. Almirola doing a good job of getting through it, but we still got more cars to come through. This could be an issue as these laps go on.
Yeah, Almirola is going to lose out a bit. Now, it is worth saying, despite not being up front that much this season, I don't think Brian Vickers is, he's not strange to winning. You know, 3 career wins in the Cup Series, 1 in controversial fashion. Tries to make the move on the lap car.
Ooh, almost into each other. The leaders battling hard, side by side, behind the lap car of, I believe that's Scott Wimmer.
That is Wimmer indeed. Side by side now, Almirola gets back the lead, but it's down to whether or not he can hold it, because Vickers is still there.
Yeah, and this battle is kind of letting Scott Wimmer get away a little bit.
Yeah, get up to the quarter panel.
Yeah, they're trading again.
They're safely through now. Clear by about a car length is Brian Vickers. And his priority is going to be getting past Scott Wimmer now, trying to put that car in between him and Almirola just for that extra cushion. As these laps winding down, we've got 21 to go here at Dover.
Yeah, not a lot left here.
Vickers being caught up. Is gonna move to the bottom. He's having a look. There we go.
Finally past Scott Wimmer.
Yeah, Wimmer kind of obliging, letting him go on the bottom, but he now trouble for Almirola because now Wimmer is blocking that 43. Danica Patrick in that 10 moves out of the way nearly for Vickers. Yeah, sliding there.
You gotta wonder if Vickers is gonna be able to use these lap cars as a wedge to put even more time between him and Eric Almirola. Although it doesn't look like it's helping him too much because he's still struggling to get past them, even though they're so much slower and so much more damage than he is.
And interestingly now, I don't think he's going to put up much of a fight, but Brian Scott, of course, teammate of Almirola, nothing he can do, although I'm sure he wanted to help out his teammate somewhat.
But he will stay out of the way of his teammate, at least. Minimum he can do.
Yeah, good job by those legacy cars coordinating themselves, making sure that Scott doesn't get in the way of Almirola, but of course there's more cars between them now.
I don't know if Eric Almirola is going to be able to get anywhere close to him, as he's even getting
McLeod is actually
by a lap car. BJ McLeod looking racy.
already 2 cars in between him and Vickers. McLeod trying to make it 3, and why wouldn't you? And this is allowed for Sam Hornish Jr. to catch up. Hornish passes Scott.
Yeah, I think BJ McLeod trying to use newer tires to his advantage, but just doesn't have the horsepower to do it. It's finally gonna do it there, but here's Sam Hornish Jr.
Yeah, Hornish in that ideal line, although doesn't get past.
Ooh.
Almirola moves to the
Right
bottom
on
now.
top of
Smart move.
Not getting
And
away
also,
yet.
maybe a lap or so from joining the fight, you've got Daniel Suarez. He's just gotten past Brian Scott, or is in the process of doing so.
Yeah, not a technical alliance or anything with Live Fast Motorsports, but manufacturer teammates. That kind of plays a hand as well.
Cornish looked at the inside. Almirola covered though.
Still right on his bumper. Oh, almost contact. That could
Yeah,
have been
if we
bad.
keep like this, there's probably going to be some contact. There's a little bit of smoke at the top of turn 3. Something happening there, but we stay green. And again now, cars seeming to catch up. There was David Reagan just at the top of your camera. Top of your screen, rather. So he could be in this fight very shortly. Although, a bit more distance than what Suarez has to cover.
Yeah, he's trying to make a move on the inside again.
Ooh, almost into each other. Again.
He's right down there.
He's gonna make
And
the
he makes it. I was going to
line.
say,
Gonna clear. Clear.
Yeah, looked
For
pretty
Sam
easy
Morris
there.
Jr.
yeah, I didn't think Almirola was clear. Not sure if he knew or not, but he had to move way up the track. And
there's
gives a
Suarez.
chance to Daniel Suarez now.
Gonna be a good points day for Sam Morris Jr. no matter what.
Yeah, currently 33rd in points, so definitely going to move him out of that danger zone.
And
Daniel
he's gonna
Suarez
move
putting
past-
a little bit of a gap on Eric Almirola. As Sam Morris
Yeah.
Jr. starts to work through lap cars.
Couple more cars in this pack of lapped cars. Goulding has now been past. Garrett Smithley as well in between. The interesting thing is you've got this gaggle of 3 cars, and it is just clean road until you get to Vickers. So not only has he put these other cars...
Whoa!
Oh, contact! Smithley moves Patrick
Into
down.
the outside wall. That could have been very nasty. Had something happened there. And that's going to allow Daniel Suarez get past him in the 2nd spot.
But now he's kind of stuck behind him unless he pushes it
Yeah,
3
stuck
wide,
behind
which
him
he
now.
will not.
Not going to want to do it. Not really worth the risk. We saw earlier Garrett Smithley almost into the wall again. Could have
And
caused
that's
a wreck
given
earlier.
half a second advantage
Suarez
to
going to
Brian Vickers.
put his nose in now.
That's going to allow
2.6
Eric Almirola to
seconds
catch
between
back
them.
up, but it's going to hold up Cornish and Eric.
It's also brought in David Reagan.
Him very close in points to Daniel Suarez. If he can finish around him, he'll hopefully keep it somewhat even.
Suarez pretty clear for second.
He's been running away with it. He wants nothing to do with this.
Yeah, I
David
don't
Reagan.
think I would want either, to be honest.
I wouldn't wanna be in
Something
this
wide with
Wide
lap
with
cars.
3 wide now.
Gotta make it work.
Reagan, he's locked into the playoffs. He has a win this season, but he's still going to try and go for maximum points.
Garrett Smithley looking slow. Almost into the wall again. Really getting up almost into it with 4 to go.
Yeah, and they're through wide back here again. That's BJ McLeod.
Yes, Suarez, he's broken off from this pack, but still just over 2.5 seconds separates Suarez and Brian Vickers. He's going to look to get past Scott Wimmer. I think unless something happens to that 84, this is a dominant win from Brian Vickers.
Some lap
Coming
cars,
to 2 to
but
go now.
still pretty smooth sailing.
I don't even know if those lap cars are going to have enough time to be a factor. At this, ooh, almost into the wall again.
Yeah, but
Almirola had the space to go down, but Cornish beating him to it. These drivers know how important that bottom lane is. So it looks like unless something happens, this will be your finishing order. We're now at the white flag. 1 to go. And there you see the distance, nearly 2 corners between the two.
3 seconds. Out
He
of
was
turn
fighting
number
for it
4.
early.
Brian Vickers wins at Dover. And then here's Suarez, David Reagan. And then these two finish out the top 5. Pretty close battle.
And what a big gain for Ricky Stenhouse. Didn't notice him. He finishes 6th.
Wow. Trapped down in the mid-10s for most of the race, it seems.
I talked about him being good at Dover, so there's his skill on
There's his
display.
proof.
Yeah. Regan Smith finishing top 10 again. So was Austin Dillon after whatever happened in the pit stops.
Pretty big rebounds. Was very far back.
Yep, Elliott Sadler still gets a top 10. So does Eric Jones. You see Brian Vickers burning it down.
Well deserved.
We'll go to a quick commercial.
So, who's driving tonight then?
Who's the best driver?
Cheers to the best driver. Guess who's driving?
Guess who's driving?
Well, we've wrapped up what turned out to be a thrilling race here at Dover. Time to take a look at your playoff standings. And no surprise, Elliott Sadler still at the top of the tables, 2 wins on the season. Behind him, David Reagan also with a win. Brian Vickers joins the list now. And the other cars locked in on wins. Last week's winner, Justin Haley, and the Daytona winner, Shane Van Gisbergen. As for cars in the playoffs that have not won a race yet, Daniel Suarez is here, as is Eric Almirola and Eric Jones.
Yeah, and below that we got Ricky Stenhouse Jr., pretty solid run here at Dover. And then AJ Allmendinger, Austin Dillon after that whatever pit stop issue happened. SpongeBob Machine still in the top 10 in points. And then Regan Smith, pretty good underdog performance for that Levine family racing team. And Harrison Burton, he drove today, I think. And then behind that, yeah, I think he was out here. Michael McDowell is here as well. And Ty Gilliland is the last car in the playoffs.
And on the outside, looking in, is David Stremme, quite literally 2 points out. No, 1 point actually out currently. 1 point away from Justin Haley. And then behind him is actually two-way ties in a row. Trevor Bayne and Marcus Ambrose tied at both 128 points each, as well as Ty Gibbs and Casey Atwood battling for the last spot out, tied at 123 points each.
Yeah, it's very close points battles, even outside of the playoffs.
Well, we're just about wrapped up here at Dover Motor Speedway, and we remind you, next week's race we move up north. Not quite to the North Pole, but to New Hampshire Motor Speedway, as we celebrate the holidays with the Lennox Industrial Tools 301. Tune in next week, and for now, goodbye everyone.
Yay.